Scared Spliff podcast.
Hey everybody, this is Cecil Queef telling y'all to check out YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. They got movies, short filmers, webisodes, videos, all for fee, horror, comedy, they scratch your itch, spelled with a PH. That's YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. Check it. Sucking on a dick. Just like,
So they're doing a benign TV, like family-friendly, acceptable riff that's referencing drug use,
really,
but it's not literally drug use.
Yeah. Just look up fucking. What was it?
Will you put it on your phone?
Okay, hold. I'll just have to look up. I'm colorblind kid dog, and that's all I have to look up.
Yeah. The search will probably.
Colors, Duke.
Blind.
And since our phones can fucking hear us, then all you'll have to type is "I'm," and then your phone will know. It did it?
Mm-hmm.
Your phone is like more Nazi-ish than others. More than mine, anyway.
I tend to disagree. I think it just is that well tuned.
It gets you.
Yeah. Look at read it.
New liquor color. As you mix, they change colors. The colors, Duke. The colors. I'm colorblind, kid. Popsicle. From Good Humor.
You never seen that?
That actually, like, that use of the colors, you can get away with that because it doesn't feel druggy. Like, they have that like, if they went to trial, whoever made that, whatever company made that commercial, they have plausible deniability of, no, it's not a drug reference at all. It's just our popsicles are colorful, and the kid is enjoying that they're colorful.
Yes.
He doesn't even say it like a member of the Electric Mayhem or something.
Oh, well, no, of course.
We're colors,
I'm saying,
man.
to me, as somebody growing up watching that came off later on once I learned more and more about drug use and stuff like that, and how much it influenced Seuss-looking stuff and Seuss-like things, Dr. Seuss, and again, Alice in Wonderland and all that kind of stuff. Anything that whimsical and shit is usually equated to something of the equation of, like an acid trip. Whose hair grows like that in a million different colors out of nowhere just from licking a fucking colorful popsicle? Only a goddamn trippin' ass.
Oh my god!
LSD riddled child.
every Disney movie that came out under Walt Disney's on his watch, they all have a drug sequence, like every fucking one, and Fantasia just is one. Mm-hmm. So there's just every time they were like, and this is where, and then Dumbo has a bucket of booze that's laced with LSD, and then this,
That is still to this day like one of the most horrific things ever.
Yeah. Oh, and the thing is, like, it's just a very, it's a way to, that kind of style is a great opportunity to really kind of do some visually imaginative, like a really visually imaginative sequence, but it's just so clear in the style that, like, this is in the style of like a drug. It's drug trip mixed with Illuminati imagery. It's like what they're doing.
I mean, everything in a commercial is basically that, but that's just because of subliminal messaging.
everything in most commercials.
Everything in
is
every
that
commercial. They want you to buy their product.
Wait, so your comparison is to Illuminati things?
No, not necessarily, but it's on the same line, just not the same level.
Not every...
Like, they're not trying to control you to the point of, like, oh my god, we cannot live without our boss Hugo or whatever, and shit like that.
Yeah.
But,
obviously...
It's getting us to the point where it's like, wow, that's making me want to look like this model, or that's making me want this because it'll make me feel like that guy, or whatever.
If I drink this beer, like women with plastic surgery will appear out of
Old Spice
nowhere.
Is selling amazingly to guys that don't look at all like that.
Like Terry Crews.
Yeah, because they want to look like Terry Crews, or because they have the same comedic attitude as him and shit. And so it's like, oh yeah, I gravitate towards this because they chose the right person to cast in this for me to bite onto it like a fucking fish to a worm.
I heard.
And that's
yeah.
as far as my conspiracies.
Like a fish to a worm.
I don't mind it. It's all right there in front of us. It's just whether you choose to acknowledge it or choose to just ignore it and get on with your life about it. I choose to do a little bit of both, you know? I notice it, I acknowledge it, and then I move on. Because I don't care. Because whatever. It's my mind, and I can make my own free choices with it. And I know that. Because I'm on that level. That's all any of us need to know.
I was influenced by marketing in the form of that at some point I bought the Colbert ice cream flavor. But that was because I wanted to support Colbert. That was why. Mm-hmm. Like, so it was conscious. But it was like, I'm doing it for that. I'm voting yes for Stephen Colbert with my dollar.
That was them saying, let's put Colbert on this ice cream so we can get Brandon Kirk.
But, like, does he get any residual? Because it's his likeness.
Of course.
I would imagine somehow he gets
paid for every single one.
He gets half a penny from every whatever it is. Yeah.
Whatever it says in his contract.
But like
exorbitant amounts of money.
Like, but
I helped pay for it too. I love that shit. Waffle cone in the ice cream.
Yeah, they gave him
around the ice cream.
Yeah.
Not helping you hold the ice cream. It is in that shit.
Yeah.
So good.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And that was the real pull because I don't even like vanilla.
But yeah, the cone is like, dude, the bridesmaid fucking is the bride, dude. Yeah, because the cone, a lot of times the waffle cone is the selling point of whatever like, I've had vanilla before, bitch. I don't, but like the waffle cone is like the awesome thing. The Bilbo pipe. I love the Bilbo pipe very much.
I also want to maybe shouldn't be too messed up, but I could integrate guys into this a little bit more too.
Is that okay? This is just a wild guess. Is what's in front of you your book that you wrote in high school?
Not the book, but it is a very empty notebook containing bits and pieces of the story itself. But mostly, this is just a book full of like my friends and myself's character sheets, as I call it.
For D&D?
Technically, for a game that is pretty much based around the story of my book. It takes place in that world.
It's a role-playing game that takes place in the world of your book.
It's D&D, but for this.
That's neat.
Yeah.
You're like world building and merchandising preliminarily before. Oh, that's really interesting.
That's how it works. You got to do a lot of pre-planning before you can just be like, hey, I've got this idea, corporate guy. Here you go. Do something with this.
I'm market on making the stuffed animals. So.
I do know that when you do a movie pitch, it behooves you to like sell it as a franchise because then they go, oh, we can make more money. Like this has legs and yeah.
This is Beth's character sheet right here. I made that with her just like 2 weeks ago or so.
Name. Okay, now like correct my pronunciation if necessary. The name of the character is Yume and Yume.
Yes.
And not Anasni, and then level 7. Oh yeah, it's kind of like like D&D, which I only am aware of the terms like peripherally.
I'm trying to make
race cat KAT.
Yep.
Which is funny because that used to be my gamer tag. And that's sort of...
So it's like in-jokey. Yeah.
It's close. It was actually KATT. Was my gamer tag. But yeah.
Well, maybe I'll have to change it a little bit more. Just tweak it.
So there's a race called Cat, like KAT, like the proper name?
The basic idea of this is to offer the same kind of enjoyment level as D&D
Yeah.
with like so much less work. Mathematically, physically, everythingly. Emotionally, sure, whatever. Like, pretty much, okay. I'm gonna
Politically.
read the rules, and then whatever questions you come up with,
Please hold
I'll
questions
answer
till
them.
the end of the conference, please.
Sure. 2d6.
Do you know
If
what
you
a G6 is?
If you know anything about D&D, it requires you to have a full set of dice, basically.
All I recognize are like just thanks to podcasts, I recognize the words mage, orc, level, level up.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I don't know what any of these even.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Bag of holding.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know what any of those even mean.
Well,
The
just
bag
hear
of
me out
holding
then.
you can equivalent to Mary Poppins' bag.
Yee! Oh,
Perfect.
nice.
Basically a bag with infinite space.
So two
nice.
six-sided dice to begin.
Mm.
Instead of...
AKA D6.
Exactly. 2d6 means two six-sided dice.
Okay.
So, basically, instead of needing a full set of dice that are all different-sided dice, like a d20, a d2, a d10, whatever, there's all different kinds of dice. They have 4-sided dice. They have 6-sided dice. They have 8-sided dice, 10, 12, all the way up to 20. And more. You can have like
No?
1,000
Oscar, you
sided dice.
Yeah, I'm saying that it's true. I'm saying, goddamn,
Yeah. A
Oh.
lot.
Wait, why are you
Sided
saying,
dice.
God damn it?
it's a lot.
Because there's a lot of different
And
Oh.
they're
dice.
not cheap usually.
Yeah,
either.
no,
Like
they're
for
not.
a good set of dice,
Mhm.
it's pretty costly.
That's how they
So
get
this
you.
is what I'm doing. I'm making it affordable. I'm making it
So all you
cheap.
need is an old
and-
Yahtzee set.
Exactly. You just need pretty much an old Yahtzee set to start off. That's all you need for this.
It's a role-playing game for the
You,
people
You start with 2d6.
getting pregnant.
Example, level 24 or less, you get 2 dice no matter what, pretty much, throughout the game portion.
Yeah.
You add 1 additional 6-sided dice per 25th level. So every quarter mark, basically, that you reach closer to being level 100 in this, you get an extra dice added to it. So once you reach level 25, you get to have 3 dice per your roll to add on to whatever numbers that you get at the beginning. Which, again, in reference to your question about cat race and stuff like that, here's...
There's another race called Philip.
No, check it out.
Yeah.
Check it out, wise ass. You see, Morty? We got this one right here. We got this race. He's just a human. He's just a regular old guy. And now check it out. We got a lizard man. This one here is a lizard man. My friend wanted to be a lizard man. But
Nice.
basically, the idea is, I don't want there to be any, stipulation. I want to be this. Okay, you're that. Pretty much. That's it. But you're still starting as a level this, that. You're not full-powered demigod, crazy master of time and whatever.
I have like an infomercial question.
Okay, go ahead.
So you mean to tell me
Uh-huh.
that anyone who plays this game gets to choose what their genus is? Is that
That's
what it is?
right.
That's kick-ass.
Well, is it the millennials' new favorite game?
See,
You can be binary as fuck.
If you want to be a leaf, you can be a fucking leaf.
You can
See-
be a level 27.
See, I'm an easily impressed audience for this because since I know nothing about D&D or role playing, it's the equivalent of me saying, "So you're telling me that this device called a car, I sit in this chair in the front and I press this sandal and then it takes me somewhere really fast? Holy fuck, I've never heard of that." That's the position I'm in right now.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
It's actually a very new concept. It's not something that happens in set races, and those races, and they have certain benefits to being certain races.
Right, but there
But-
is still some cutoff
Yeah.
and standard. Exactly. This I'm leaving up to the players themselves entirely.
So,
I
isn't-
don't want there to be a standard of, you can't be a this because that doesn't even exist in this world. It doesn't fucking matter.
So D&D is D&D more have boundaries and parameters where
Its parameters
you can
are more
only
based
be
around the Tolkien universe.
Oh!
That's a good way
Elf,
of putting
half
it.
elf, human, orc.
Like the options are these options.
Hey everybody, this is Cecil Queef telling y'all to check out YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. They got movies, short filmers, webisodes, videos, all for fee, horror, comedy, they scratch your itch, spelled with a PH. That's YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. Check it.
Sucking on a dick. But if you say like, I want to be Jason
I want to be a
Sudeikis,
space baby.
A
You
spa-
can't
yeah.
be a space baby because those don't exist in Tolkien.
could I be Jason Sudeikis if I play this game?
If you wanted to be a Jason Sudeikis race, yes. Just like they did the Heather Stoltz mask reference in Rick and Morty for that one episode with all the Ricks and Mortys in the house together when they were looking for Rick and Morty because they were trying
Heather
to find
Stoltz? Eric Stoltz?
Eric Stoltz, sorry, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I wasn't trying to like
No,
passive
I
aggressively
know.
cause shit.
No, I
I literally didn't know what you were talking about.
I literally didn't know what I was talking about.
Which that's really troubling that I couldn't triangulate it myself.
You did
Like
a good
I'm
job. You helped correct me because I was wrong.
No, but I was totally baffled. I should have recognized, wait, Stoltz mask, he means, and do that all in my head. But like,
No one's expecting you to do that.
Hi.
Hi.
Don't hold expectations of it.
Yay, I get to blame the pot.
Exactly.
No, but even when I'm straight, even when I'm not high, someone will say like a quote from like one of my favorite movies, and they'll get like one preposition wrong, and I won't recognize it because they changed one. That's really, to me, that's kind of troubling. Like I should be able to recognize it.
It can't be.
I'm just too trusting that I take their word for it that like, no, that's exactly how it goes the way they said it. But they fuck up. Someone did that. Someone like paraphrased an Amadeus line, and I just did not recognize it. But I should have, because it was similar enough where it should have been recognizable.
But yeah, same goes for the whole class system too. Like, you're not just like, you can't just be stuck with choosing between a mage or a rogue or whatever else, you know, that you're used to hearing, you know, get thrown out there as a class type. You can choose anything you can come up with, you know?
Oh man, somebody should be a stand-up comic.
Bird fanatic,
Ah!
you know?
Wait, do your powers get connected to I can riff, and I can do crowd work, and I can shut down a heckler?
I've got...
So if a giant
I love this. This
is
is
bothering me, I can heckle them until they leave, or it's like that.
This is actually one of my favorite ones, even though
I fucking want to play this. I want to play this.
That's good. That's what I'm doing right now.
I can't believe. I
You're
always
part of this.
I would be like, no, I never want to do that. I never want to do role playing, but this is selling me on this a lot, for real.
Wait. Oh, basically you're a character.
Like, not even because I'm trying to be cooperative or be a good sport or be socially acceptable. Like, I fucking want to play it now, like, selfishly, because to me it would be fun to play this.
I've already told her, and this is how I didn't sell her on it, but I was just like giving her at least a little backstory of why we started doing this in the first place. Is because I didn't have a lot of friends, and I was an only child growing up. And then when I got into Boy Scouts, I had already gotten to the point where all these like characters and shit that I come up with and stuff, they were already in me. They were already, you know, living, breathing entities that I created in my mind, and they were always there with me whenever I was alone and bored, pretty much, you know? Not for any sort of crazy, oh, he's losing his shit psychological reasons, like, I need to talk to somebody to calm me down from blowing up the Empire State Building right now. Better talk to Orby, you know, or something like that. Like, nothing like that, just, I'm bored, I was a kid, no one would talk to me or bother with me, so I made people that would, pretty much, you know? And that was all it came to. And that was all that it was for a while, until I made friends in Boy Scouts. And then we were bored on hikes and stuff, and all I had was a coin in my pocket.
Wait, so...
And that's how I started making this into a game for me and my friends to play.
So beat number 2 of this story of yourself that you're telling me is that you tried to be friendly with people and that didn't go well for whatever reason because it just didn't
here
click.
And there, you know, I was also very much like I kept to myself and stuff like that.
That was going to be my follow-up question. That like
anybody else's. I don't blame anybody for it. I'm just saying
He's
that
very
I was
much
very,
like I am now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? I think there's a big part of all four of us that have that as a component of us. Like Oscar, you paint, like things that are like solitary self-expression pursuits. All four of us in different ways, and maybe even some of the same ways. All four of us do that.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, partly because it's me projecting my childhood onto you, that I would suspect that you would be someone who would just be predisposed to be someone who would be inclined, or at least willing, to be alone doing some kind of creative endeavor on paper or what have you.
I had the creativity to do this before Pokemon became a thing, and then I noticed before I even really started to like gain friends that Pokemon was a thing,
Mm-hmm.
and that caught my attention, and that made me start realizing that this is something that could, for lack of a better term, be marketable, be something that I could share with friends when I made them. And it turned into me and my best friend in the neighborhood from school, who ended up, you know, becoming my friend because we were rivals at first. We hated each other's guts until we got in trouble together at the same time for doing the same shit at the same time to each other, and they caught us and they scolded us, and we had to stand in the corner together, and we became friends because we were laughing our asses off about how much trouble we were in.
That's like American History X,
right?
That's exactly the story that is. And then on the inside, when you're stuck with the person that you were opposed to, you forged like a bond, and then you're different when you get out of detention or whatever it was. Wow.
Yeah. I still talk to him to this day. He's my original best friend.
I don't think I haven't really had that experience of starting out as an adversary and then it becomes a friendship. It sounds so so literary to me. Almost.
Right?
Wait, what?
Almost every friend I've ever made, I've been a rival of first.
I feel honored that our friendship is an exception, as far as I know. Maybe you feel differently, but
you could look at it in a different light and say that we were technically adversaries to each other in the sense that we were both in the same field, trying to go forward in it, and therefore we were.
That's a real semantic
not
reach.
Really, you know what I mean, though. Like it is, but we can use it.
I never would have thought of it that way because we both got booked on the same extras gig.
Yeah.
Like one of us getting booked didn't cancel the other one out.
Way. I always
it's not like there was only
it as like the same equivalent as being like a hitman, almost being an extra. Oh, you're going to this place today. You're gonna be this guy. You gotta infiltrate this place and play it off and make it look like you're this guy all day long. Otherwise, you're gonna get caught and thrown out, and you're not gonna get another gig for this. You know, kind of thing. Like I would make it like that kind of stuff. I would make it into a little like game almost. Even at this age, I was playing games in my head with myself.
But that's you entertaining yourself. It's not a fact. I disagree that
but in a metaphorical sense, we were both hitmen on the same hit.
But the hit
just like in Assassins.
But the hit requires 200 hitters.
And Sylvester Stallone.
Jailbreak. Prison together. That's an impossible John Woo face-off prison. There was a review of the movie that said Stallone might be the only actor who can be funny even when he's being waterboarded. Because he was going like the sounds that we've like caricatured as a society, led by Will Sasso doing it first, I think.
Yeah, right.
But
everything is just Unoriginality.
But are you just being whimsical and playful when you say, if you think about it, we were adversaries? Like,
Absolutely. I don't have anything against you, dude. I love you. We were adversaries that ended up starting a business out of it together. That's what we are.
Like, you might have, like, for all I know, like, and, you know, feelings aren't rational by definition, but you could have, you know, had a different perception of, like, who's this cock?
I would have never. I would have never taken a fucking job from you if I was like that. Trust me. I don't associate myself with people I don't think I can stand, basically. Which is why I probably steered clear of everybody back in the day. And why Omega Monsters even became a thing. But, to put this back into some perspective for you, and also to get back on the track of that. One of my favorite friends, who I don't talk to anymore, as far as the game goes at least, his character is one of my favorite characters to use as an example because of just how damn ridiculous it is. My friend Ethan chose the name Duncan Sanders. He's a lizard man.
Yes. He chose the name Duncan Sanders?
Duncan Sanders, yes.
Nice.
His race is lizard man. His class is a Norse pagan ritualist.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker
I told
for
him
it.
exactly what I told you. You can be anything you want, and you can choose anything you want for a class.
Well, Norse pagan ritualist, I'm a sucker for because that just makes me think of the Dragnet movie. That's what's going on.
Well,
in my
either
head.
way, he went out of the social norm of just picking the usual stuff because this one's a gunslinger human, you know, this one's a warforged fighter, but this one's a warforged fighter that has no monsters because he is not a human being, because he's warforged. He's literally a thing that was created, like basically a Terminator, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
But he's pretty much something like that. And his class is a fighter because that was what he was built to be. And that's it, you know? And so he doesn't take a monster. He never took a monster because he was like, I'm the fighter. I am who fights. I don't have a monster to fight for me because I'm a warforged machine of fighting and war and shit like that. He's Thunder Queen.
War and shooting and killing.
Yeah. Mickey Rourke, exactly.
So actually, I was doing a shitty imitation of... he died, and he had a buzz cut, and he was like, he has a Latin last name, you know, fuck it. I can't even explain who I mean.
That's okay.
But he was good. Wait, Beth and Gil, you guys have played this game?
I have not. We
I
just
got
set up
her
a
character
for
started.
Oh, yeah, that's right, you gotta do that
Because
separately.
I wanted to get you guys involved when I got involved. Just because, for lack of a better way of putting it, she became more pertinent in my life around pretty much the same time that you guys did. So storyline wise, for the book's sake, it makes more sense. You know what I mean? But for her, at least, she's going to kind of follow my character. I already started her off playing wise, but it was very, very, very light. But that's the whole point of the game, is to not get too into it. You can literally just sit like this and not worry about anything and just have the person that's taking down all the information keep it and keep track of it.
Wait, so the book is set in a fantasy world?
Yes.
Okay, I was so assumptive. I'm coined it, but like I never realized till just now that when I had heard you talking about that you wrote a book in high school, I just took it as a given unconsciously. Well, that book is about you in high school. That's what I was like. Of course it is. Like, what else could it be about? Like that's a fucking ink blot test because that's how limited my perception is. That but I wasn't thinking critically. I just thought like, it's of course it would be about being in high school. But yeah, it's a fantasy. Yeah.
It is what I wish I was doing instead while I was in high school.
Hey everybody, this is Cecil Queef telling y'all to check out YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. They got movies, short filmers, webisodes, videos, all for fee, horror, comedy, they scratch your itch, spelled with a PH. That's YouTube channel Phobophobia Productions. Check it